Hello and welcome to our English channel. In this video we will be sharing story to help you improve your English skills. Listening and repeating this story will help you build your vocabulary and improve your pronunciation and boost your confidence. And remember, repetition is key. So be sure to watch this video multiple times and practice saying the phrases out loud. Let's get started. City mouse and country mouse. There once was a tiny little mouse from the city. One day, the city mouse went to visit his friend from the countryside, the country mouse. The two mice were best friends, and being together made them both very happy. The country mouse was simple yet generous. He offered his friend some food, bread, butter, cheese, and beans. However, as the city mouse started to eat the meal, he started to feel a little bit sick. "Aren't you hungry?" asked the country mouse. "Very. But this food is not like the food from the city." "I don't like it," said the city mouse. The two mice spent the day together. They had fun walking around the countryside. When it grew dark, they said goodbye. Before he went home, the city mouse invited the country mouse to his home in the city to try the incredible food there. The following week, the country mouse scuttled all the way to the city. He found his friend. "Here in the city we don't eat until 6 o'clock, said the city mouse. "Wait until the evening and you'll see how yummy the food is." It's worth the wait. The evening arrived and the sun set. The city mouse showed the country mouse his little den in a big human house. The humans had set their dinner table with every dessert, meat and cheese a little mouse could imagine. It was heaven. The mice started to gobble the cakes, the meats, and the different cheeses. The country mouse loved the cured ham and salami. He gobbled it up. As the mice started to feel full, they heard a bark. "What is that?" screamed the country mouse. He was afraid of the loud noise. "Oh no! It's the guard dog." "Run!" cried the city mouse. They both ran quickly and tried to escape. The country mouse followed the city mouse back to the den. It was a close call. The dog almost caught them. "Sorry, city mouse, but I'm going home now." "See you," panted the country mouse. "Why? Don't you want to eat more delicious food?" asked the city mouse. "I'd rather eat bread, cheese, and beans in peace than eat desserts and meat in danger," called the country mouse. The Cornish giant. In Cornwall there is a small island called St. Michael's Mount. You can only get there on foot at low tide. At high tide, you can only get there by boat. St. Michael's Mount is extremely steep and rocky, with a small harbor, village, and a castle at the top of the hill. Some say that St. Michael's Mount was not always an island, that it was once surrounded by a forest and that is now covered by the sea. Some say that the mount was made by a giant. The giant was called Cormoran. He lived a very long time ago, and he wasn't always very nice. Cormoran was huge, bigger than any of the trees in the surrounding forest. He had a big bushy beard and small, mean-looking eyes. Cormoran lived in the forest with his wife, Cormelian. She was almost as tall as Cormoran and was very proud of her huge apron, which she had made herself. One day Cormoran said to her, "I want to build a stronghold out of granite." Cormelian scratched her head. Her hair was almost as bushy as Cormoran's beard. "Yes, my dear, but all of the granite is far away in the quarry. Why don't we build it out of green stone? We won't have to go as far to get it." Cormoran, however, did not think that green stone would be good enough for his stronghold. "Don't be so lazy," he shouted at her. "We'll use granite. Granite is nice and strong. We'll go to the quarry every day until we have enough rocks to make a stronghold. It's going to be even bigger than us. You can use the pockets in your apron to hold the rocks." "Yes, dear. But won't my apron break? Don't be silly. Get to work, snapped Cormoran. So Cormoran and Cormelian got to work and began to pile the granite rocks on the forest floor. By the end of the first week, they had managed to get enough boulders to create the base of their stronghold, but it only came up to their ankles. This is going to take a long time, thought Cormelian. Now, not only was Cormoran rude and mean, he was lazy. During the hot afternoon, he would sit in the shade of his favorite tree and take a nap. The second week, tired from the first week, Cormelian thought to herself, "The green stone is far lighter to carry. If I hide it under some of the granite, then I'm sure that Cormoran will never notice. We wouldn't need a stronghold in the first place if he could just get on with the neighbors." So Cormelian collected the green stone, put it in her apron and walked over to the pile of boulders which would one day become St. Michael's Mount, when suddenly Cormoran woke himself up with a huge snore. "What do you think you are doing?" he shouted. "I told you to only collect granite. Put that green stone back where you found it." Cormelian sighed, but not wanting an argument, she put the stone back in her apron. On her way back down the causeway, the apron strings snapped and the green stone tumbled to the ground. Cormoran grumbled and rolled his eyes, but as he didn't say anything, Cormelian decided to leave the stone there. After all, it wasn't in anyone's way. This pile of green stone is now called Chapel Rock, and it is where people catch the ferry to go to St. Michael's Mount at high tide. Eventually, Cormelian and Cormoran finished the stronghold, which towered high above them. "Good," said Cormoran. "Now I don't have to worry about any pesky neighbors." When the villagers saw the mount from their windows, they cried, "Who will stop this giant? None of our cows or sheep will be safe now that Cormoran can take them to his stronghold." "We'll starve." Jack, a local boy, was fed up with the bad-tempered giant stealing his livestock. He decided to act. One night, he crept out and set a trap to teach the giant a lesson. Jack dug a ginormous pit near the causeway and covered it up with straw and branches to hide it. When it was ready, Jack walked up to the front of St. Michael's Mount and blew his horn, outraged at being woken up from another of his naps. Cormoran stormed out of his stronghold. "What do you think you are doing, creating such a racket?" bellowed the giant. "I bet you can't catch me," called brave Jack. "I shall chase you and catch you, then you will be sorry you ever woke me up. Come and get me, then," said Jack, running back down the causeway. Jack was quick, but Cormoran had longer legs and was soon on his heels. With every step of the giant's huge foot, the earth shook and the trees shuddered. At the last second, Jack turned off the causeway, and when the big clumsy giant couldn't stop in time, he fell down the pit. Listen to the lessons repeatedly to think in English and automatically speaking. Repetition is very, very important to become fluent. You need to speak English fluently without translating in your head. The words and sentences should come out of your mouth automatically. So this is where repetition comes in. If you repeat the same vocabulary and sentences many times, you will become a master of this vocabulary and grammar. So you will be able to use those words automatically without thinking about grammar rules and without translating vocabulary in your head. In order to think in English, you must repeat vocabulary and sentences as much as you can. After lots of repetition, eventually you will start to think in English in your head and improve your speaking English.